So what's down there? Well, I'll start with what's not down there. This is not a locomotive. It's a trolley car in a mine pit near Hibbing. We have dived in almost all the lakes around here and have never seen a locomotive, so let's put that local legend to rest now. We have found cars though. This 1934 Chevy two-door Master Coupe is in 42 feet of water in Leech Lake, straight out from the lighthouse in Walker. In conversations with some old-timers, we heard different accounts of how it got there. In further investigations of the car, we think we found out how it got there. This is it. It's a bottle of Crown Royal sitting on one of the tires. We looked inside the car and we found a shoe, but no skeletons. What's interesting is Crown Royal wasn't available in the U.S. until 1964. Only in Canada. Maybe it was a bootlegger running across the lake and got caught. Thank you. We find lots of bottles down there, such as this one, which was probably placed by a diver on the log, but it caught my eye. Our favorite bottle, though, is an old Mountain Dew bottle with Willie the Hillbilly shooting at the outhouse, and it says on it, "Yahoo Mountain Dew." Once you've gotten the hang of diving, you become more observant and curious about what's down there. You start checking out stuff that's a little bit tougher to see. Only about 2 inches of the tine of this moose antler was sticking up, and I wonder when the last time a moose was around Park Rapids.
Sometimes being observant leads to what the heck is that moment. Dan spotted this little guy tucked inside a clamshell. Does anybody know what that is? We had to look it up too, and Dan got it first. It's a log perch. Neither of us had ever seen one before, so it's a new species on our list. This slide actually stirred up controversy. These bass were nested up together on Swenson Lake. Dan and I sent the picture to the DNR asking if they agreed with us that it was a largemouth and a smallmouth. They said no, they're both largemouth. But if you look at where the jaws meet in relation to the eyes, it's abundantly clear that we were right. If you look closely, you can see my reflection on the surface of this bubble. The bubbles created a natural mirror, and in this case it took 2 years to photograph what I saw. I tried hundreds of bubble pictures with no luck, so I had my daughter dive 20 feet below me, and I shot her bubbles capturing this image. This trash fish, often ridiculed and shunned by anglers, facetiously celebrated in festivals during the winter months, takes on a new persona in the summer. Brilliant yellow gold markings make the eel pout, this one on Bad Medicine Lake, one of the more striking fish we see while we dive. You've got 20 seconds to look at this picture and figure out how it was taken. I took the picture, Dan was the subject. We'll tell you the answer during intermission.
Let you try to study it. This is a curse, not an axe. Ever since Greg took this axe from Lake Benjamin, bad things happened each time we dove there. Lost equipment, free-flowing regulators, and mudslides convinced us the lake spirits were angry. So it was either put the axe back or don't dive there again. Well, we don't dive there. Evidence of logging operations is present in many area lakes. Chains are everywhere, particularly in Turtle River Lake and Lake Bemidji. We used to bring up lots of chains, but it's tons of work. The biggest chain we found had 4-inch lengths and was about 30 feet long. Only about 1 inch of this anchor was visible in Lake Lahamadou near Alexandria. Through research, I found it was used in the 1890s on rowboats tied together out on fishing expeditions. The iron bar at the top causes the anchor to roll when it hits the bottom, allowing the flukes to dig in, holding the boats in place. This giant sawmill flywheel was found on the northwest side of Turtle River Lake. The wheel, rimmed with concrete, had a belt which connected to a gear system used to turn a saw blade. We don't know if it was operated by engines or by horses. We also have no idea how it got down there.
One of the coolest things about diving is seeing the fish. Some species, like bass and sunfish, come right up to say hello. Some bass will even let you pet them. Surprisingly, walleyes like to come over and see what's going on, but not too close. Crappies and suckers are quite skittish, and northerns and muskies, forget about it. Except for this 45-inch muskie on Bad Axe Lake. I was kneeling on the bottom taking pictures of some crappies when I sensed something big over my left shoulder. I thought it was Dan at first, but this bad boy went by right next to my head. I think I may have screamed like a little girl for a second, and then I put my hands in my armpits, afraid it was going to bite my fingers. On an area lake, every time we go, we're accompanied by 7 to 10 large smallies. To entertain clients, I'll catch crayfish and toss them up into the water, and the bass chow down. They don't eat the big crayfish, they just carry them around for a while before spitting them out. This picture reminds me of the kitten in the 1970s poster, "Hang in there, baby." Some area lakes have an abundance of banded mystery snails, as seen here on Big Bass Lake. These snails are native to the southeastern United States, but were released here in Minnesota. They are called mystery snails because in the spring they give birth to live, fully developed young snails that mysteriously appear. Lake Lahamadou recently was added to the list of lakes invaded by zebra mussels. As they filter feed, they strain algae from the water, causing the lakes to become clearer. 10 years ago, viz on this lake was about 1 foot, and now it's about 15. This picture was taken 24 feet down without a flash and would have been impossible 3 years ago.
An important part of every dive is a safe ascent. This is what we see coming up on virtually every dive. Sadly, it also means our dive is over and seeing what's down there comes to an end for the day. But we can look at our photos, do some research, and plan future adventures to see what other cool things are down there.